Good afternoon. My name is James Kitchen, and I have traveled from Fresno, California to be aboard the Taney today for this special ceremony. This is not my first time aboard UC, because in World War II, I was a carpenter's mate on the Taney during her Atlantic and Mediterranean convoy duty in 1944 and the Battle of Okinawa in 1945. In the Mediterranean, we were nearly hit by 2 German torpedoes, and off Okinawa, I personally witnessed the shooting down of 2 kamikazes that were headed straight for us. And so the Taney was not only a lucky ship, but she had a good gun crew. I would like to make a small presentation of an item which was originally in the carpenter shop during the war. Going through my possessions earlier this year, I came across this wood clamp, which was part of the Taney carpenter shop. And when I was aboard, have had this mounted to a plaque, and I am very pleased to return the original shop tool to the ship after more than 65 years. We'll put this in its proper place after we leave. Thanks, Paul. I'd like to recognize my World War II shipmates who have traveled to be here today. They are Harry Nelson. Could you stand up, Harry? Harry was a signalman and did a lot of signaling that we don't know about. But Harry has been responsible for 5 of the reunions, which we've had many of, and the ones that he wasn't chairman of, he had a lot to do with it. And I've talked to Harry a lot meeting here. George Blessing, radarman, Okinawa. George watched the radar to see how many kamikazes were coming in. Will Collier, he's gunner's mate. Will had an important job in Okinawa, and a lot of the officers liked him very much because he was a smoke man. He would make smoke so the kamikazes couldn't see us, and he'd go by the officers just to agitate them. Carol George, a lieutenant, and now let's see. We called it then the Black Gang because they had grease on them all the time. And but anyways, down in the engine room. But I was talking to him this morning, and he doesn't know where the crew had the tap to get the steam to make their alcohol, because if he'd have found it, he'd have taken it away from him and drank it himself. We all served aboard together during the World War II, and we were thrilled to be here today. Over the years, the Taney has had many near and dear to our hearts, and we kept in touch with each other through the reunions, which started in Los Angeles in the 1950s when 2 of our shipmates, Buzz Wakefield and Harry Nelson, well, I'm going to ad-lib here a little bit. Buzz was a truck driver, and he delivered packages around to a lot of places, and there was a lot of them from LA that were aboard the ship, and he'd run on to 2 or 3 of them. And so he and Harry got together and said, let's have a reunion. They started out with 8. And since then, it has grown. In Hawaii, we had over 60 of the crew go there. That's probably the biggest. Taney crew, it's all right, I'm a little nervous. I haven't done this before. The reunions have been in Hawaii, Colorado, Hawaii, Florida, Baltimore, and several of the other states. We came to Baltimore in 2009 to present a large memorial plaque, which every person who served aboard throughout the World War II, that over 858 named Coast Guardsmen are on this. And Paul Cora, thanks to him, for the curator of the ship, has collected a lot of history. He went to the National Archives and got all the names that served aboard the Taney from 41 through 45. I only had about 350 of them that I had collected over the time from reunions and so on. Our gathering here today may be the last hurrah for us as a group. The Taney crew and World War II. We are very happy that it takes place on such a special day, this 70th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, the 25th anniversary of the ship's decommissioning, and also the day on which our beloved Coast Guard cutter Taney is honored by the World Ship Trust. Now, I would like to say a thanks to Chris Ransom and Paul Cora for what, this is from the crew, not just from me, for the work that they've done to keep the Taney looking like it does. It's beautiful. And especially Paul Cora for what he has done, doing things for us and helping us to get a place to eat and sleep while we're here. He's done a lot. Thank you very much.